Greetings, everybody. How you doing? I want to talk to you all today about proper color Pantone matching and the importance of United States of America DTF inks. Why? Because they're made the same way each and every single time. When I started DTF printing in June of last year, I ran into multiple problems because our inks, I'd get them from Korea, I'd get them from China, and then I'd get them from Europe. And when I got the inks from China and China and Korea, they were always made differently. And how I knew this is that I profile my monitor, I profile my printer right over here, or multiple printers that I'm running right there if I'm in a smash of a time. And all my colors would be the same, and then I'd reorder, and then all my profiles wouldn't work. The colors weren't matching. It's even hard to do on laser printers. It's hard to do on all printers, quite honestly. It's a mistake that I think everybody makes in this printing DTF world. And this has been a living effing nightmare for me the entire way, because if you can't print your colors accurately, you might as well not even print. Nothing's going to be right. So a customer over here sends me over a notice, and he says, oh, I know where it's at. It's right here. Let's go into my store. And he tells me, hey, Ernest, I need these colors right here. Let me turn that off. I need these colors right here printed in these Pantones, okay? And so if you have Chinese inks, maybe your colors are profiled, maybe they give you profiles. Usually the Chinese companies only give you profiles for the large printers, the 24-inch professional printers, because there's so many printers here in America that we just can't, China can't really, help us with all the colors that we have or need. So we're going to look at something here. When you print accurate colors and your colors are profiled using a spectrometer and not just a spider calibrator for your monitor, you now have to create matching Pantones. You have to go in and create profiles that will allow you to print a 110, 29, and 20. I print for T-Mobile a lot, and they have a very specific pink that they own, that they've copyrighted. Nobody else can use this, and they'll only give you their Pantone numbers if you sign a written contract that you won't infringe on their copyright. I can print those colors. Now, sometimes people will send you a graphic, right? And that's what happened in this case. They send a graphic and they say, hey, Ernest, I need the colors to be this Pantone. And you're off printing and you're, wait. I thought you've already created the right Pantone, and they haven't. So what we've done is, because our inks are calibrated and they're made specifically for Epson desktop printers. That is the most important factor in this whole game. I can walk away from my printer for a week and know that if I don't clean it, I'm not going to have clogging issues. And that's mind-blowing to me, because all the ink that we're used to that's out there being sold by everybody from China, and you know that the inks are really sold in China or from China, if the prices are so low, you can't refuse it, right? Because white always costs more than all the other colors. But if a company is giving away a buttload more of white, and if they're giving away prices that are so low you can't refuse it, they're coming from China, which means that when that company reorders, the next time they order, the inks are not going to be calibrated the same, right? They're made differently each and every time. Well, now, especially with the criteria that I have on the inks, and look, man, in this industry, I'm a nobody, right? I'm the most problematic guy to deal with because I'm always dealing with problems like this. And I'm the first to say it. Hey, man, if you're wanting cheaper prices, you've got to go somewhere else. I can't help you. I have so many things that I'm dealing with. But in the end of the day, this is what's important. When I go to print and somebody gives me these matching profiles, right? I'll turn you around. I know that when I go to print it's really hard to see. Maybe I can turn on my headlamp. Hold on. There we go. Is that my colors are going to match perfectly each and every time. And I know that's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see it, right? I'm trying to lift my head so that you can see the colors are matching. What does that mean? That means that when I print transfers, I've ordered transfers from the majority of the big printers just to see their prints. There's always banding issues, there's always color mismatching issues, and the one thing that I've come to realize is that if I am going to print transfers professionally for a living, I want to make sure the colors are right, because now people are reaching out to me and they're saying, hey Ernest, I've gone to this printer and he's got a big 24-inch printer. I've gone to this guy and they're selling printers off an Epson P600. I've gone to this guy and they're selling printers, off of an L1800, but the colors don't match. And at the end of the day, I've got a pissed off customer that I have to refund, right? When they come to me, they know that when they get their colors right here, and I'm just going to go ahead because might as well powder this one up, and this is one of the big problems that I think that everybody's going to run into is when they're ordering transfers. They're going to be ordering transfers from, somebody that just gets a printer and says, oh, look, I can print, and I've even sold printers to people that are like that, and then they get all pissed off, well, hey, man, you go switch up your inks on me, I can't help you. So let me throw this in the oven. One back to you because this one's powdered. It's accurate matching print, right? And that's why I feel like there are so many people out there that you can order transfers from. Even people that get pissed off at me, right? When I sell a printer, I'm not going to walk and hold your hand and tell you how to fill up your damn inks, teach you how a rip works, right? Teach you how to convert your printer. I don't have time for that. I'm not your printing daddy, right? I got a business that I run myself. I do want you to print and use ink and film that I go out of my way to work on and help provide. But look, at the end of the day, that's what we're getting. The only difference that you're seeing right there is just a monitor. Look at that. See if I can accurately turn that thing that way. That's an accurate print. And I'm working on this green right here, this teal right here. So at the end of the day, everybody, once we look here, you kind of use your memory, and you look there. That's what you call dead on in the construction world, right? In the construction world, back in the long days ago when I used to print or do construction, we're measuring corners or something. The crew would say, "Man, that's balls on." Well, yeah, right? Because when we have American inks, finally, our colors are dead on. And when a customer says, "Hey, Ernest, I need that Pantone," and I don't even have the Pantone that they have in their Illustrator is, let's take a look at this. We come to the Illustrator here, and now let me see if I can deselect this because I don't want to select that anymore. And if you can see that, right? It's really hard to see because I have to pull this away and just get the right amount of shading. Maybe I can do a light here like that and you can see it. That's a little different of a light on my iPhone. It's not an ambient light. That's weird about the iPhone. It truly isn't an ambient light. But when you look at that, bang, same colors. You know what that means? That means that you can now use our LiveEventPrinting inks. It took us a long time to do this. Trial and error, consistency issues, and finally we got it, which means that our colors are going to match. Why would you buy ink from China? Seriously, man, as a printer, ask your company that you're buying ink from, can you take your ink and match my Pantone colors? I need this done by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I need you to take this color right here and match that monitor. Can you do it? 9 out of 10 times your printer can't do it, especially if they've got a desktop converted printer, right? Because they're just getting inks. I know, I get emails from people all over the place that have ordered from DTF Superstore, who else are McLeod, many of the other companies, and they don't have profiles. And for all printers, it's a pain in the ass. I mean, I know that they have all these companies have profiles for the most popular printers, but when you have a 3880, an R3000, a P800, an R2000, and so many other printers, 1340s, you're not there's no way the company can profile all those. It's impossible, right? And there's no way that the companies in China can profile all these because they just don't have access to those printers. So hopefully this goes on to show you. Now that I know my print's accurate and correct, well, I can just take my print and make sure it's mirrored for a second. I can take my print and throw it off and print it because my colors are accurate. My inks are profiled. We're going to print a large one up here. I won't keep you on for that large of a time. But now you can print with absolute accuracy. You can print knowing that your colors are going to match, that the consistency every time you reorder ink, you're going to get the same manufactured product. I knew when I ordered inks out of China and Korea that they weren't the same. What they were doing is they were looking for a wholesaler out of China to sell me inks at an even higher profit margin. And you know that because your profiles don't match. You're like, man, I spent all the time profiling my last order, and now I've got to go profile this order. And so it's a real P in the A until you start working with a company that makes their inks the same way each and every time. Last point. If you get inks from me and you change inks, you're going to have to flush your inks, right? And this pisses people off when I tell them you cannot use another company's inks with ours. You can't use our inks and mix and match your CMYKs. And so many times I tell people you got to flush your inks and they throw these hissy fits. Well, that's the real truth of printing. Anybody can buy a printer. Anybody can pick up a printer. Anybody can buy a rip. But it doesn't matter how hard you work. If your inks are inconsistently made each and every time, you will get printing errors every single time. And you're going to have a customer call you back and say, hey, the colors aren't right. The colors are not matching what my customer wants. And it could be a slight variation, like what the guy sent me in Photoshop, right? He sent this, but the Pantone match of the color is this. You see? So you have to know, that you're working with a printer who is calibrated monitor, calibrated printer, and ICC profiles for the inks. And I want to be that printer for you. I want to be that printer that prints accurately and correctly because now I know I don't have to spend time calibrating my monitor, calibrating my printer, and then ICC profiling the colors. So what's cool is that if you order inks from me, we have profiles for the ink, so it'll work with your printer. We'll make it work. We'll just spend the time to make it work. And that's all I had to say. Printing accurate colors should be your main focus so that when you do get those orders from a customer, hopefully you do, you're printing accurate colors. You see the teal green in there? That's what we're after, everybody. Okay, so that sums up ICC Profile of American DTF USA made inks, right? You can head over to my website, LiveEventPrinting.com. If you don't use me, find a company out there that has American-based DTF inks. Stop sending all your money to China, right? Companies are busting their rear ends to make this an American product, and we're finally here. We have opened the door, and our inks are ready to go, and a lot of ink. So we're going to work this week on getting specific films to match the ink. They're already in a boat coming over. Unfortunately, film that we've been getting comes out of Mexico. I'm trying to find these different abilities in America, and I can't even go to the companies like AWS Paper, who is one of the largest paper manufacturers for printing in the industry. They can't do this. They can't produce the film. So, we're working on it, but we have great film now in stock, and we have good inks in stock. I think the best inks out there. Look, I've ordered ink from everywhere just to run test prints. I really have, and I found that it's always China-based inks or Korea-based inks. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Game over, right? We're happy to say that our inks are matching Pantones. Our inks are profiled correctly. They're made in desktop printers. That should be every reason why you stop buying Chinese inks, because these inks are going to help your printer. They're not going to clog your print heads, right? Of course, if you leave it for a month, I've tested this, man. I've left my ink sitting out in just a glass bottle to see how long the ink would separate. The titanium and stuff would separate from the ink, and it's working on about 2 weeks for a total separation, where most inks you have to shake every day. And our inks have a 2-year shelf life. Think about that for a moment. How many times have people called me and said, I've bought ink from so-and-so, I know that the ink comes from China, and literally a month and a half later the ink is separated. You don't want to deal with that. That's wasting money. So smile. The ink fight, the war is over. It's solved. We've got it with correct matching ICC profiles, and that's what everybody freaking wants, is these matching profiles. Let me go back to my profile color here. Matching profiles. And that's for a 100, 10, 29, 20. There you go, everybody. And of course, this is a different shade of gray here. It's more of like a blue gray, but that's all I had to say. Have fun out there printing, right? Make it a passion. People are going to get pissed off. They're going to hate this video. I really don't care. I'm beyond that, right? There's too many haters out there, too many spoiled people that don't understand this is a do-it-yourself industry, right? Nobody's going to hold your hand, and if they do, they're crazy. If they have time to set your printer up, if they have time to teach you how to fill your inks up, if they have time to teach you what a waste ink pad is, if they have time to teach you how to clean your wiper blade, they're not busy enough, right? Because when you have to print 150 transfers a day, dude, you've got to haul butt. You don't have time to help everybody. You just can't. So on that note, everybody, we'll just get ready for this print to come out, and then we'll match it to the monitor. Should be done in a second. I can already see that it's matched. Sweetness. Printer, because it can take so much more abuse than any of my other printers, and it's just real fun to print. One more time, I just love to look at that. Match colors. See how those match up? We're matching up with this one right here. My little guy's in there all pissed off. Do you need me to calm him down for you? You need Super Dad to come in and do that for you? Try to just get a load of this without destroying the print. You can already see the colors match up perfectly from there to there. All right, everybody. That's all I had to show you. That's all I needed to show you. Now I got to print a bunch of those. And hey, if you need transfers printed accurately, sometimes maybe the roll-to-roll printer guys are not the way to go. Sometimes those guys are so busy that they don't have matching profiles. I know I've sent prints to everybody with a roll-to-roll printer except for Brett Ortiz. I haven't done a test with Brett Ortiz yet. But matching profiles, game over. You need an accurate print, hit me up, okay? Send me a message. I'd love to print your file. So long, everyone. Just going to lift that up so I can let you guys go. It's kind of hard to see that unless I have my headlamp on. Bingo, close enough.